Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Cinematics video session 49. So basically in today's video, we will learn about compute expression. So let me go to Analytics Studio, and from here, I will just go to manage data flow from data manager, then to manage data flow and create a new data flow maybe. So today the discussion will be completely related to compute expression. And we will have a lot of further session on this as animation. So let's say I create a new data flow. Okay, let me name it as free session 6. Now, firstly, let me bring the SFDC digest node because I want the opportunity. Okay, so on opportunity we will create. We take as opportunity. Okay, let me select the fields. Let's say for now I take amount. Okay, I take ID. Fine. I take name. Okay, and I take of course the stage name. And let me take type. Okay, that's it as of now. Fine. So now we have this node called compute expression. Fine. So what is this compute expression all about? So just remember that this compute expression node, which is there in your data flow, fine. This compute expression, this via this you can actually create derived fields. Okay, you will be able to create derived fields over here. So usually in Salesforce, we create the derived field somewhere over here, right? For example, if I go to my opportunity, okay. So in the fields and relationship, you have this option of creating new fields, right? However, this derived fields which we are creating, that will be only restricted to Salesforce CRMatics. That is something which won't be a part of the main Salesforce org. Okay, so that's the meaning of derived fields when I say it. And the compute expression node helps me to do that in the data flow. Fine. So now what I'm going to do is, firstly, I will just write over here derived fields. Okay, I will take these nodes and let me take the source as opportunity. Fine. Now what I'm going to do is here, I will just click on add field. Okay. Let's say I give something like current date. Fine. Okay. Okay. Label is fine. Here I should write current date. Okay. And I will just give a very simple expression, which is now. Okay. And there are three types we have in the computer expression, that is text numeric date. Let me go for date. Okay. And I will just give the format over here. Let's say YY DD. Okay. That's it. And this is fine. We will have one of the session where I will explain you what is the meaning of all these things. Is year end, fiscal year, fiscal offset month. Okay, select first day of the week. But for now, let me just create a new field called current date, and I'm just giving this expression now, which means it will give me today's date. Okay, once I run this, you will be able to see today's date. Fine. So let me click on save. Right now, let me create a few more fields. Fine. Let's say I write something like last 4 characters. Okay, last 4 character of ID. Fine. Now for this, there's a function which we use called substr. Okay, and here let's say I write ID comma 15. Now what does this mean? So usually we know, let's say I take one of the opportunities. Okay, let me open the opportunity directly from here, and let me open one of the opportunity, and let's say this is my ID, right? So let me check how many digit is this. Let's say I have this ID. So this is the 18-digit ID. Okay. Now what this function does, substr. Okay. Substr. When I write this functions, right? So let me very quickly explain you this part. So whenever I write these functions, okay, from this field ID, right? So this is my complete ID. It will skip the first 15 part. Okay. So from here, if you start counting from the first digit, wait a minute. From the first digit, if you start counting, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So this is my 15th. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and from the 15th character, okay, like taking the 15th part into consideration, it will give you those IDs. Fine. So if I take this ID, it should give me XQAO. Okay. That's the thing about this ID. Fine. So that's what it is, and it will be the type text, and I'm clicking on save. So substr means it's the substring, right? I think this is something we have learned in our college days or in our higher educations, that substr means it basically helps you helps you to get a part of the complete string value, right? That's the simple definition of substr. Okay, so let me click on save. Now let's say I create a few more fields. For example, let's say I create something like presence of lead source. Okay, presence of lead source. Now for this presence of lead source, we will actually use one expression, which is a case when statement. Now, how to we write the case when statement? So in your Google, you just search for this case when in SQL, okay, and just open the first link which comes up to you. There's a syntax which we use commonly, and of course, this will be a part of. This is the main syntax which we use a lot in writing compute expression. And this is something which is there also in SQL once we come to the SQL portion. But a simple case when statement is looks like this. Okay. So let me write case when statement. So the syntax of case when statement, okay, let me write here syntax, fine, is something like this. Okay. Let me put it in the next case primary expression, when test expression, then result. Okay, when text expression 2, then result 2. So this is how it goes, where you will write a case statement, you will give a test condition, case when test condition, then a result will come up, or when test 2, then result 2 will come up, else there will be a default expression, and we are going to have this end statement. So following this part, let's write this over here. For example, if I go here, I am just going to write case when lead source is, let's say, not none. Okay, then yes. Okay, else it will be no. Fine, and I have to end this. Okay, that's how we write this case when statement. Similarly, I will write one more case when statement, which is the, let's say, uh, stage classification. Okay, so let me write over here add field, and let me write something like uh, stage classification. Fine. So here I am just going to write case when, fine, this stage name. Okay, case when stage name is in, let's say I give two values, that is, so whenever you're writing the values name, it has to be in double quotes. Always remember this. Okay, when you are using the compute expression node in data flow. Fine. Case when stage name is in closed one, then I'm going to write something like open stage. Okay, open stage, else it will be closed stage. Okay, so this is text, of course, which is fine. And now let me save this. So we have also done for stage classification. Let me click on create, and here I will also go for lead source. So let me enable this field, lead source. Let me click on save. We will come to this, what's the meaning of propagate and all those things. Fine. And let's say we all know that we have something called name and type, right, in opportunity. So uh, let's say here I write name. Here let me write type. Okay, fine. So everywhere you can see I have this name and type. Now here are few type where I also have null, right? So let's say I want to see the name and type. What I can do is I can just write, let's say if I go for something like name and type, then what I can do is I can just simply write here name, okay? And I will just write here plus, I will give us, so this is a special character which I'm using. Any kind of character or values which we use, you have to give in double quotes, okay? And any kind of field name you're using, you have to give in single quotes, okay? So I will just display the name and type. There will be a field called name and type, and it will just give me the opportunity name as well as the type. And here what I'm going to do is I will also write plus, I will give us closing braces as well, okay? No, 1 minute, where is it? Closing braces, yeah, that's it, okay? I think that's it for now. We will of course have a lot of sessions on this, but let us just go for this one. So here, let me write something like uh, derived fields dataset. Okay, derived fields dataset, and here the source node will be derived fields. Okay, let me go for derived fields dataset, which is fine. Name also that alias we have to give in. We shouldn't have the spaces. Okay, because that's the API name. So derived fields dataset is fine as of now. Let me click on create. Now, once I update and run this, I will see 4 new fields which will get created. Okay, I will have this current date. So current date will just show me today's date, that is 10/10/2024. That's it. I'm giving the date and I'm giving the format. I want in this format, that is YYYY-MM-GD. It will show me in that format. So it will show as 2024-10-10. Okay, that's it. Then I have the last 4 character of ID, which I just now explained you, where that particular ID, I will just take the last 4 characters. So starting from 15th, it will give me those last 4 characters. So the meaning of this is like from whichever position you want to extract that digit, you have to give that position. Okay. So for example, if I would have given 1, then definitely it would have extracted all the digits from here. Okay. But since I give 15th, from the 15th position, okay, when it comes exactly to that 15th, from that 15th position, the last 4 character will get displayed. Okay. That's how it goes about, fine. And of course, after that, we also have this presence of lead source. Okay, so when my lead source is not none, then I'm putting as yes. Okay, this one I've made a mistake. It should be in double quotation. Whenever you're giving any values, right, you have to give in double quotes. Okay, always remember this, fine. And then we have the stage classification, where I'm giving the stage name is in, when it happens to be these 2 values, then it will give me as, I'm sorry, it will be is not, is, this will be closed stage. Okay, let me write it as closed stage, else it will be open stage. If it is in this value, then it's closed stage. Okay, else it will be open stage. And finally, I have the name and type, where I'm displaying the name and type of the opportunity. So now with this, let me click on update data flow. Okay, and let me just run the data flow. And after that, we are going to monitor this. Fine, so let us monitor this. Okay, so this failed. Actually, there's a syntax mistake. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to give the end portion over here. Fine. So that end portion was not mentioned. So now let me click on save, propagate, and now let me update and run the data flow. Okay. Also, let me check for name and type. Okay, this is fine for name and type. Okay. Yeah. Now hopefully it should run. Let's see. Okay. So again, let's go back to our data monitor screen and let's refresh and check. Okay, again it failed. Let me see what is it. It is saying stage name is in closed one after token. Okay, let's check what is it. Okay, guys. So here actually I shouldn't write is. This will be in stage name. I'm sorry about that. Now, once again, let's update and run the data flow. And once again, let's monitor this, which is fine. Okay, friends. So as you can see now, this ran successfully. And right now, very quickly, if I just refresh this and if I open this particular data set, okay, Why it's not coming? Search with derived. Okay, browse. So this is the one, derived fields data set. Fine. And here, if I quickly go to my values table, you get to see all these things, the last four character of ID. Okay. Then if I bring in the presence of lead source, it's already there. Sorry, presence of lead source is already there. If the lead source is there, showing me yes. Fine. It's showing the last four character, as well as it will show me the stage classification as well. Let me bring the stage. Okay. And as well as if I go for current date, it is showing me the current date as well. Fine. As you can see here, it's showing me the current date as well. And it's showing me what is the stage classification. If it is not in closed one, closed loss, it will show me open stage. Okay. So yeah, that's it about this video. Please definitely do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.